Today I'm going to try and convert my old DX9 into a sort of DX7. It could end up in tears, especially when I try and play some music with it at the end. I've had this DX9 for a while. I've also got a DX7 somewhere, but I can't find it. I think I might have lent it to someone and never got it back. So anyway, I'll have a go at this. I've got the DX9 here. And I've got some EPROMs here. I've got some 128k ones and some 64k ones. I believe it takes two 64k or one 128k one. I'm hoping it's the latter. But anyway, I'm going to try and get it apart. So bear with me. Right, so I'm going to try and switch on first before I do anything. It's been standing for, must be over 10 years. So we'll see what happens. I'm expecting the RAM battery to have gone. So let's have a look. So we've got a change battery sign. So I guess I'm going to have to do that first. So I'll go through that as well. I think you change the battery from the back panel, but I'll find that out in a minute. Right, so I think I was wrong with the last bit. I think you might be able to get everything through the front panel. So there's a screw here, 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 and just at the back here. And if you undo them, if I remember correctly, so there's a screw on each corner. It should, the top should hinge back. So I'll get them undone and then I'll have a look at it. So I've got all of the screws out. And the one at, I need to do the one at the back. Undone it but hasn't taken it out. And then we'll see, just carefully, the whole lid should hinge back. Lean it against something, I don't know, I think it will go all the way back. And then you'll see the circuit boards and everything ready to sort of clean everything. There's the battery there, pretty corroded, that needs replacing. I think this is the ROM that needs changing. I think that's an indicator at the end of the second line. The 128 indicates it's 1281 and it's socketed. So I'll try and get that out in a minute. Though I can't find my IC extractors, I think. Yeah, I think I've blocked it with the synth. So I might have to use a screwdriver, but I wouldn't recommend that unless you're very, very careful. I'm going to unplug the power supply internally, just to try, when I change the battery, to minimise any effects from capacitance and that, but I'll do that in a minute. Right, what I'm going to try and do now is get this board out here, the main board, so I can replace the batteries. It looks like I can probably get it out with the screws. I'll just try and show you. There's a screw at each corner and there's some other screws along the board. So I think you can just see them, and at the back as well, but they're obscured by wires a bit. So I'll try and get them out and see if I can lift the board without taking all of the cables off, just so I can get to the battery to replace it. Right, so I'll have a go at that. I'll undo the screws and then see if I can lift the board out. Right, so I've undone the screws in the board. I've had to move this earthing tag. It was fouling the board slightly, and I've slowly eased these cables forward so they go over the edge of the case, and I think I might be able to slowly lift the board out without taking the rest of the connectors off. I've just taken the power supply one off here, and I'll see if I can move the board. I might end up having to take all the connectors off to get the board out, but I think I should be alright. So we'll just see if it lifts. Right, so I might get enough access now. Might have to take another couple of connectors off. Right, I might get enough access to get the battery out now. I think I might get the battery at that. Right, so I'll have a go at desoldering the battery. Let's see if I can get a picture of that battery. Somewhere around there. Not that you can see it very well. I can't get to them from underneath. I'll have a go and see if I can manoeuvre the board to get a better picture, but otherwise I'll change the battery. Right, so I've managed to lift the board up, and you should just see the battery connectors. I'll try and point to them there and there. I think I'll try and focus in a bit better. Right, I think I might be able to get the battery out of that. So I won't remove the rest of the cables. So I'll see if I can try and desolder this battery. Right, that's one pin out. Try if I can get. Oh, got it. Right, so that's a battery out. I'll have to remember which way it goes and then try and get another battery. I better clean these holes out as well. I'll just flood them in it. And try and use some solder wick. So I'm going to clean under here as well. Just get some solder wick, try and clean these holes out. Right, so I'll just try and clean these holes out. That's done that one. This one's not as good. Right, I'll just clean the underneath where the battery was. I still need to clean that pad out a little bit more in a minute. So that should be clean enough. Right, I haven't got a battery with the pins on, so I'm going to attempt to solder. I've taken the pins off of here, which you can do with a Stanley knife very carefully. I'm going to attempt to solder them onto here. I've got a little spot welder somewhere, but I can't get to that either at the moment, which is a bit of an oversight. I wouldn't recommend soldering because the battery heats up and that, but if you're very careful you possibly could do it. Right, so I've modified a closed peg to hold the battery terminal while soldering it so it doesn't move around too much. It should stop having to put extra heat into it. I'd recommend you wear safety goggles if you ever try this, just in case the battery explodes, and I'll solder it. Right, so I tried to solder the terminals on, but unfortunately this battery is one that can't be soldered. Some of them can be soldered. Anyway, what I'm doing now is making up a little contact, set of contact strips to solder the old contacts to, and then I'll either heat shrink it if I've got any heat shrink that's large enough, or tape it, the contacts to the battery after I've soldered them. So that's one of the terminals tacked in place, and I'll do the other one now. So there are the battery clips made up, ready for putting on the battery. Of course, I'd only do something like this if it's my own synth, because I can replace them. If I was doing it on another synth or one I wanted to sell, I'd use a proper battery holder, or if I can get one the right battery. So this is the battery, the terminals before wrapping it up. So that's a battery. I'll try and install it onto the synth now. Right, the board's back in now, so I just need to put the screws in and tighten it up. I'll check all the connectors are sort of okay as well, and then try and start it up. Right, so I've replaced the battery and put the board back and everything, and just closed the lid temporarily. I'll see if I get the battery error message now. Right, so that seems to have sorted that out. I can't get any sound out of it at the moment. I think I have to load the patches up. I'm not sure if there's a factory reset, but I'm going to have a look now. But I'll probably be swapping the new ROM in soon anyway, so I'll see how I get on with that. Right, so the plot thickens after starting this synth up a few times. Some smoke started coming out of it, and it started staying on all the time even though it was switched off on the switch. And it's this capacitor's failed down here. You might just see a crack in it going all the way across that capacitor. It's a common thing that happens on these synths. I don't think you really need the capacitor, but I'm going to replace it anyway. It's actually across the switch, so I'm going to have to take this board out, and it isn't on screws, it's on clips, so I'm going to have to try and get that off. So I'll do that, and then I'll see if I can replace the capacitor in situ. Right, so I've removed the connector for the switch. I've removed the connector to the transformer, and if you press these clips in here, you might need pliers to do this. You should be able to push this through this housing to make the board a bit freer. So I'll just try and do that with some pliers now. So I've released these clips, so I should be able to pull this out now. So I've got that free. This is still connected to this, and there's 2 wires under here that are soldered in, but hopefully if I can undo these 4 clips, I should be able to lift this up enough to do the repair. So I've got the clips undone, and I need to desolder this. You can see the 2 pins here. I should be able to do that whilst it's in situ without unsoldering the other connectors. I've got a capacitor here that will go in, just so I've got it in there. So I'll go and replace this now and desolder it and replace it. Right, so I've managed to get the capacitor out. So there's a massive crack across it. These are notorious for failing, and they're metallized paper capacitors. They end up absorbing moisture over years as well, and then they fail. And this one's failed short, or intermittent short, so it keeps shorting the switch out. Better ones are polyester, metallized polyester film, and ideally a Y2 class capacitor should be used. To solder the capacitor in, so I'll try and start it up again in a minute. Right, so I've started it up again. It seems to start okay. Change values and things, although I still have got to load it up with some patches. But I'm going to try and burn the new EPROM, like the program for it now, and see if I can convert it into a sort of DX7. Oh, and as well, it doesn't seem to smell of horrible burnt plastic anymore, which is a good sign. Right, so I'm going to try and start to program the chips now. So what you'll need some chips. These are EPROM chips, AM27128 ADC, 28 pin EPROMs. I think most 28 pin EPROMs and 27 series ones will work. You're going to need some form of EPROM programmer, and you may need an EPROM eraser. This is a cheap Chinese one. It works okay, but I'm going to try to check if the ICs are blank first. But you could need this if you're using an EPROM out of something else. Luckily, I'll mention as well, in the DX9 you could need 2 64K ADCs instead of one 128K one. I sort of sorted some out. I had some in my bits box anyway of both types, so it didn't really matter. But if you're ordering some, you may want to open up the DX9 first to check what type it's got in. So that's it. I'll try, and you're going to need the firmware ROM as well, so I'll try and show where you get that from in a minute, but it will be on my phone, taking a picture of my laptop. So I think I searched in Google for DX9 to DX7 firmware ROM, and you should get a link, a GitHub link here. So if we open that up, we've got somewhere down here where to get the ROM. So we've got the release page here, and you need to download this one ideally. You don't need the source code. Oh, just a minute. You need to download this one anyway, so I'll go ahead and download that, then I'll try and set up the programmer. Right, so now I'm going to try and program the device up. I've got it connected up to the laptop. Got the programmer connected up to the laptop. I've got a device file loaded, the one I need in the end, but what I'm going to do is try and check if the device is blank first. So I'll put the device in here, and sometimes they end up, the pins can get a bit of oxide on them. That could be a bad connection, but I'll try that out. And then we'll try and do a read operation. So if I do a read down here, you might just see it, the read F6 button. So I'll do a read there, and then if we start, so I've read it. So it's read the device, it's showing it's all FFs in each memory location that usually indicates it's a blank device. So now I'll go on and load the EPROM file I actually want, or the binary file I actually want. I'll load, and this is the one we want. So that is now the binary file that will make this synthesizer into a DX7. Right, so now we'll have a go at programming up the device, and it should program and verify it. So I'll go to F3 program, and then we'll do start and see what happens. So program it up, and then it should do a verify. And it seems to say that's gone in all right. So now I'll try it out in the synthesizer and see what happens. And incidentally, if anyone wants one of these ROMs, I can make them available. You can either supply the ROM, and there'll just be a small cost for programming or supplying the ROM. I'll look at that in the future, but just let me know. Right, so I'll put some tape on the device, and I'll label that up and then try it out. Right, so now I'm going to try and put this new EPROM into the DX7. I actually found my extractor, IC extractors, so that's good. And we're going to be replacing this chip here with the 128 on it. So I'll have a go at doing that. I'll get the other chip out. So I've actually got the chip out now. I'll try and put the other one in. I think make sure you remember that this is a pin 1 and you should have a notch at the end of the device. It's actually on the original chip, if I can find it. You see this bit here. Right, so that's a new EPROM or ROM seated in the IC socket. Just be very careful when you put the chip in that you don't bend any of the pins. You might need to gently form them to push them in to get them to go into the socket properly, but just take your time. Right, so let's try and switch it on now to see if it starts up and see if there's anything different. So just look at the main screen. There you are, new firmware shown there. You just caught that, and that's it really. Now I think I've got to load up some patches into it and try it out. So that's it for the build. Now I'll go into the patches in a little while. Right, so I've installed the new ROM into the DX9. When I first tried it out, it just had random sounds in, like garbage in it. There's supposed to be a setup where you can press function when it boots up, but I couldn't get that to work. To reload initialization parameters. So what I'm going to try and do now, I've already done it once, but I'll show you how I did it. You can load patches, up to 10 patches via SysX from a PC. So to set it up, you have to press the function key and the memory protect key at the same time. So I'll do that to disable the memory protect. So I'll just do that now. So it's showing that memory protect's on. You can change this using the off key here. So that's set the memory protect off. Then you have to set it up to allow it to accept system information, otherwise it won't work. So it doesn't actually mention this on the panel anywhere, but if you press the function and key 6 together and then keep pressing key 6, you should get a thing that says system unavailable, and you can change that to available. So I'll try that out now. So I'll first press the function and the key 6. So when we press the function, first thing we've got is MIDI channel 1, and that's key 6. So I'll just scroll through by pressing the key 6 here. So let's see what happens. Right, so it's saying system info unavailable. So again, we go to here, and I think if we press the plus yes button, it should change to available. Right, so we've got that set up. Then we can go back to memory select. So we're back to the memory select thing, and then we should be able to load up things from using a SysX file. So I'll just go through that now. So one piece of hardware you need to load SysX files from the PC is, well, I'm using an M Audio MIDI Sport Uno, and this allows SysX messages to be transferred. So that's connected into the USB port here, and then to the synth. One thing, some of the cheap USB MIDI adapters don't allow SysX transfers. You'd have to check then. This isn't too expensive, and you can get more expensive ones, but you need one that allows SysX transfer. So I'll go and try and load some samples into the synth now. So I'm going to try and use Bohm Send SX to send some patches to the synth. So I've opened that up. I'll select a file. I've downloaded them. There's loads of DX7 and patches that should work. There's also some editors as well. So I'll try and open something. I've got to I'll look at DX7 patches. I'll try DX07. So we've loaded that into the program. Now if we just send F4, we should start seeing the transfer to the synth. So we'll have a go with that. So now I'm going to press a send on Bohm SX and see what happens. Right. So now it's sent 10 patches to it, and it's saying MIDI received, so I think that may have worked okay. So we'll try out some of the sounds now. We've got a sequence running on the Altera key step. I'm using Edisyn, where the editor works as well, and I'll try and show that in a minute. And then this is I'm using the key step at the moment to control the synth. So we'll try some different patches out. So these are the ones I've loaded up. So I've got repeat bass, I've got a sort of Hammond organ thing, piano sort of thing, some drums, I don't know what that is, the drum, clap, and a sort of bomb type of thing. I don't know what that is. So I'll put it back to this. Then I'll try and change some of the parameters while it's running just on the computer. So I'll just do that.